just want to tell us a little bit about Weird Brothers and how all this got started, how you got to the business?
Absolutely. Well, Weird Brothers Coffee was a brainchild of my brother and I. We decided that this area did not have enough local, good, fresh, crafted coffee.
Right.
And there was a void there that we needed to fill. We had a cool little truck that bounced around the Northern Virginia, Dulles Corridor area. And that's how we started, slinging coffee to the locals. The natural progression of things was to, open up a shop, have a nice brick and mortar where people could come to us and enjoy the awesomeness.
You talk about a visit to Ethiopia. Did it have an effect on inspiring you to open this shop at all?
Absolutely,
okay.
Absolutely. So I was in the Army, and I was on a deployment to East Africa. One of the greatest parts of that trip was when I was in Ethiopia, was that I got a chance to see coffee farms and talk to people that actually work the farms. Absolutely, and Ethiopia being not only the birthplace of man, is also the birthplace of coffee.
Right.
And so that was just a really special moment in my life.
In layman's terms, can you sort of break down for the viewer, for the average customer, on what the difference is between a bag of Weird Brothers coffee roasted yesterday versus something that's been sitting on a shelf for 5-6 months?
Absolutely. Well, most people do not realize how perishable coffee is.
Right.
I liken the perishability of coffee to bread or pastry products.
Right.
The beans, unground, probably last you a week or two, still being fairly fresh.
Right.
But then once they're ground and they're not sealed up airtight, 3-4 days and they're turning to sawdust.
Why do you think it is, or what is the disconnect between coffee and the consumer, where they just assume that anything I'm getting, is like what I'm getting from, the supermarket or the gas station is the same thing that you're producing?
Sure. Well, Americans in general, I think they have been trained, classically trained in a way, to see coffee as just a commodity that's on the shelf. The majority of people are drinking coffee that isn't super fresh. It's been on the supermarket shelf. It's convenient, and people are getting a caffeinated coffee flavored beverage, but it's not.
That's a good way to put it.
It truly isn't, a good fresh cup of coffee.
I guess local shops like yours, other local roasteries in the area, they have a task which is to sort of steer people away from this perception that fresh roast coffee is fussy or pretentious.
Right. That's a big part of our business model as well.
Okay.
Bringing people in and letting them experience all of the wonderful nuances of coffee without being pretentious about it. We are trying to be the complete opposite. Bring people in and say, hey, these are all the wonderful different things that we have to offer. These are all the different ways you can enjoy it.
Right.
But guess what? If you still want to put some milk and sugar in it, or do whatever you want to it, go for it.
Right.
You know what you like. That's cool. But one of the awesome things about the nitro cold brew, because of the nitrogen bubbles, it gives it that creamy mouthfeel in effect.
Right.
So many people out there that usually take lots of cream and sugar are like, oh my God, I don't have to put anything in this. By using the great water, the fresh roasted beans, and grinding them literally minutes before we put the water into them. Okay. And then it steeps for 24 hours. And because of the filter bag, we don't have to do an additional filtration process.
Okay.
So it just goes straight into our kegs. We keg it up and serve it. And I think that's probably one of the reasons that sets it apart from other cold brews.
Do you feel roasting is more art or more science?
Oh, it's absolutely mostly art.
Really?
Yes. You have to have a good understanding of the foundation of the science of it.
Okay.
But there is way more art involved. In my perspective, a good roaster has to have a really good feel for all of his or her senses.
Okay.
You're using sight. You're using smell.
Right.
You're using your ears. You're feeling. You're touching. You're doing everything. All of those little things are all part of the process.
Okay.
And if you're not paying attention to one or two of those aspects, you may not get it right.
What are some common mistakes they can avoid? Screwing up their newly minted bag of fresh beans. Some things they can do to make their home brew better.
Absolutely. Well, the number one thing we always tell people is get a good grinder. The best grinder to have at home is a brewer grinder. Some people will try to grind coffee with a chop grinder, and you can get it done, but you're never going to get a consistent grind.
Do you sell online?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah, we sell online on our website. It's www.weirdbrothers.com.
Weirdbrothers.com.
Pretty simple.
Right.
And also, our coffee is available here at the shop at 321 Sunset Park Drive, Herndon, Virginia.
Right.
The best place to come is here
Okay.
because not only is it going to, are we going to have all the different varieties usually at all times, but we'll be here, to talk to you, give you a little more detail about each type of origin or roast and what you're getting.
We're going to put links to Weird Brothers Coffee in the description below, so you can go order some of their coffee or check out their website to see where they're distributed. Until next time, guys, we are out.